doctor by profession, and my initial training was in general surgery. I did my training at the State University of New York in Brooklyn, and that was back in the 80s. And of course, back then, being a woman and trying to be a surgeon was unacceptable. It's like, what's wrong with you? You have no business being here. I was in a program where there were 93 residents, and out of the 93 residents, there were 5 women. And of the 5 women, I was the only black, and not only was I black, I was also female, and I was foreign. So needless to say, everything was stacked against me. I do remember when we would do rounds in the morning, if you've been in the hospital, you see groups of doctors just going from one room to the other. We're doing our rounds, and depending on your age, on your year, in terms of residency, first year to 5 years, that was the seniority, and we would make a list of things that needed to be done on patients that day. We called that scat work. And so, room 1, Mr. So-and-so needs his Foley catheter removed. Room 2, Mr. So-and-so needs blood work. The next room, Mr. So-and-so needs an x-ray. And Mr. So-and-so needs an upper GI, CAT scan, you name it. So we make a list of all the things that needed to be done on that ward, on the patients for that day. And then the junior residents, first and second year, you then divide up the work, and there was no set time for when those things have to be done, as long as they're done and the results ready by evening time. So the rounds in the morning were usually early, from 6 to about 8 o'clock. And then from 8 o'clock on, we're in and out of the operating room. So there was really no time. So, you go into the operating room, you operate on the patient, you finish, and while the anesthesiologists are staying behind, taking the patient to the recovery room, getting the room ready for the next patient, that's the time you have run back to the ward, take care of those things that are on your list for the SCAT list. So, unknown to me, what used to happen is, because we're all sleep deprived, and everybody is just really making ends meet, and you take a nap when you can. This was before the new regulations where the doctors are limited to X number of hours. We used to be on call 2-3 days non-stop.
Wow.
And what would happen is, the male residents, because they were friends with each other, they would go hang out in the evening and go, have a drink and what have you. Some of the male residents would not do their SCAT work. And so evening rounds are around 5-6 o'clock. They'll go to the chief resident and say, usually whoever the female member of the team is, well, Dr. So-and-so was supposed to do A, B, C, D, E, and she didn't do it. Do you want me to go do it? So you don't even know, you've done your SCAT work. You don't even, because the chief resident doesn't know how we divided up the work. And so you were being blamed, so now this resident is late coming to join rounds, because during the day, when we were running back to the floor to get our work done, they were running to the call room to take a nap. And that's why their work wasn't done. Now they're blaming you. You have done your work, but they're going behind your back and telling the senior resident that you were supposed to do it, and because you didn't do it, you want me to go do it. So you don't even know you're being blamed.
Oh.
So this is going on, and the chief, the director of the program, who happened to like me, he called me to his office one day, and he spoke to me about swimming with the sharks. I never heard of that expression before. And he said, Arcana, I want you to know, and I'm going to speak to you very frankly. He said, the issue here is not whether or not somebody is going to stab you in the back. It's not whether or not somebody is going to trample all over you. It's when. And he said, the sooner you learn to stab someone in the back, the sooner you learn to walk over somebody, the better off you're going to be. And you either learn to do it, or you're not going to survive. And I still remember, I was coming from Tennessee, and I thought to myself, nope, I'm from Tennessee. and you're not going to teach me to be a bad person, and I'm just not going to do it. Until one morning, I'm having breakfast with the senior resident, and we covered 5 hospitals within the greater New York area. And every month, you never knew where you were going to be based on the different subspecialties of general surgery. You could be orthopedics, neurosurgery, general surgery, oncology, and whatever. So you just called the Department of Surgery like a few days before to say, where am I going next month? So next month, you're in a different hospital, we had a different team, different residents. You never knew who you were going to be in your team. Unknown to me, because there were just a few women, the men were now nicknaming us members of the PMS team.
Oh, wow.
And so they would joke about having a member of the PMS team, and that was us, I guess. So I'm talking to Chuck, and Chuck said, Arikana, have you seen the schedule for next month? I said, well, you know, I don't even bother to look. I just called the day before so I know where to go. And he said, oh, this is going to be a really horrible month for me. I'm going to have secret agent on my team. Apparently they had nicknamed one of the 5 women secret agent. This was the Jewish woman. This was the Jewish guy. And so he was just really putting down secret agent. Secret agent is this is going to be the most horrible time of my residency training. I can't stand secret agent. Just chop the woman down to pieces. But now we're sitting in the dining room, and I realized his face was loosening up. And when I looked behind me, who was coming? Secret agent. And what does he do? Secret agent comes up. He jumps up and says, girl, have you seen the schedule next month? We're going to be together. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so looking forward to it. And I remember thinking, what? Sure. And so the conversation that I had with the director of the program came back. Mm. I'd never actually known people to be that way. Mm. I was a simple, innocent African girl who didn't even know how to say the 4-letter word. Never, if you had said it to me, I'd probably say thank you, because I didn't know what it was.
Ambassador, I wanted to just make one comment on what you said and then roll it back to the 2 women and open